Most people think that sending a card for grading is just about getting a 10. But if you're a vendor, I think it's actually more about timing, and bad timing can cost you money. What's up, everybody? I wanted to talk about a problem that I've personally encountered as a vendor and just share with you my thought process on how I approach this issue, and that is when to grade a card. Now, I'm not talking about the physical criteria that I go by to decide whether I think a card's going to grade well or not, but rather the risks involved with sending it off for grading versus just selling it raw. So let's say that you take in a card at a show, it looks like it might grade well. You now have to kind of ask yourself the question, is this worth sending in, or should I just sell it raw? Let's talk about the obvious risk first. If you send the card in, it may not get the grade that you hoped it would. There's plenty of cards. If you've graded, you've probably experienced this, but there's plenty of cards that you send in that you're like, oh, this is guaranteed to be a 10.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
And it ends up getting a 9.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
And then you basically wasted that money sending it in, especially if it's modern, because then you might as well have just sold it raw. The second risk that I wanted to talk about is missing the market window. Obviously, the market is crazy right now in Pokemon. There's big price fluctuations, not as much in some of the more modern stuff, but a lot of people are on edge thinking that the bubble could pop at any minute. And, we've seen it happen with plenty of cards where they spiked up really high and then 3 weeks later they retraced back down. So by sending a card in for grading versus just selling it raw, you might miss the market window on that card.
And it's gone.
And then end up not profiting off of getting a good grade on it versus just if you would have sold it raw when you took it in. Thirdly is, and this is probably the biggest point, is tying up capital in inventory. Grading costs money, and when you send a card in for grading, who knows when you're going to get it back. Ideally, wherever you send it, they're going to get it back to you within the time frame that they estimate. But as we've all kind of experienced lately, pretty much every grading company is backed up on their turnaround times. So unless you're sending a card at the highest tier, if you're sending bulk submissions, it may be months before you get that card back. And, when you calculate sending off 20 cards at $20 a piece, that's $400 that you've tied up. And then, when not thinking about the money side of it, but actually the physical cards, you're sending 20 cards off that you could have sold at your next show. Now, this is less of a factor for somebody that's doing shows every single weekend or every other weekend. But for somebody like me that's only vending once, maybe twice a month, the timing is crucial. And if I send off a bunch of cards, right now I've got like 60 cards that are at tag being graded. Those are 60 cards that I can't put in my case for my show. Now, my hope is that they'll come back before the show and then I can have a bunch of graded cards to sell. But there's no guarantees with that. So I wanted to kind of lay out my thoughts on how I approach this. There's 3 questions that I ask before I send a card off for grading. Can I afford to have this money tied up is question number 1. When that money is tied up, there might be good buying opportunities in between shows that I miss out on because I just spent $500, $1,000, maybe more to send a bunch of cards off for grading. Question number 2 is, do I need this inventory for my next show? There's some times when I go to a show, and I usually run like 2 to 3 cases, when I have a surplus of cards. I fill all of my cases, and I still have plenty cards left in my inventory box to reload that case if I start to get a bunch of empty spots. But if there's a show where it was a heavy selling show and I've kind of depleted my backlog of cards, now I have a bunch of empty spots that I can't fill. Um, and if you have an empty case at a show, it's not necessarily the worst thing, but you better have a lot of money to replenish it. And kind of vice versa, if you have a bunch of cards in your case, but no money, then it kind of decreases your buying opportunities. And then the last question I ask myself is it worth the risk sending this card in? And I kind of look at this from two ways. If I send a bunch of small cards in, like let's say $20 to $100, the upside of that could be great. If I get 30 cards back that were $20 a piece raw, but now they're let's say I get 50% of them in tens, and now they're $200 to $400 graded in a 10. Well, then that's great. I've got a big upside to that. But that ties up the cards, like I mentioned before, where it kind of begs the question of, like for instance, a good example would be like this Pikachu. I'm not sending this one off for grading, but like this card moves really easily. And if I had one that I could grade, it's a gamble on whether or not I'm going to get a 10 versus if I would have just put it back in the case when I took it in and sold it raw, I could have taken in, 5 copies of that same card that day and sold it raw, and, move that money into something else. And then as far as like big cards go, for instance, a few weeks ago, I took in a couple Gold Star cards. I took in an Entei and a Raikou, and those I think matter in a huge way because one, it's tying up a lot of capital, like I mentioned, but two, I have to get that back in the case for my next show. Otherwise, I'm sitting on that, and that's one of those things where like the market swings matter because right now everybody's into, or not everybody, but a lot of people there's been a flux of people interested in mid-era and vintage cards. Well, if I send that card off, that time frame could pass and then the interest goes away in that card. Now, do I think that's going to happen with the Gold Star? Not necessarily. But then you also have to consider the other risk that I talked about of it not grading as well as I thought. The Raikou, in my opinion, looks like it might get a 7 or an 8. And I got it at a great price raw. But if I miss something on that card and it comes back at a 4 or a 5, well, now I'm upside down in that card because it might be worth less graded than if I were to just resell it raw. And so kind of my process when it comes to deciding whether to grade or not is, when I take in cards at a show, I will usually just cards that I know that I can move quickly, I'll just price them, put them back in the case. But if there's cards that I think this might actually be a good grading play, I will set it off to the side. And then after the show, I will usually go through that stack and I will decide, yes, this needs to be graded. No, sell this raw. And then I will get those cards sent off as soon as possible because if I'm vending once a month, then, theoretically I have at least 2 to 3 weeks, potentially longer, until my next show. And so it might be worth the gamble of sending those cards off and getting them back in time before my next show. Another way that I approach this is to try and keep a constant flow of orders going out as far as grading orders. I try, if I'm vending once a month, I try and at least send out cards once a month after every single show. I would like to get to a point where I can send off a grading order of, anywhere from 10 to 30 cards every 2 or 3 weeks. And so that way I can get to a point where I just have a regular stream of graded cards coming back. And that can kind of replenish my inventory when I go to these shows, and I don't have to worry as much about not having cards to fill my case. And then as far as the last thing that I kind of do when it comes to approaching this dilemma with bigger cards, cards that I know I want to move quickly because it's tying up a lot of capital, and also I have a good opportunity to make a good margin on this card, I'll send those cards expedited. If you take in $1,000 card, don't send it on a bulk order. Pay the extra money. It's worth, if you grade with PSA, it's worth the $100 and something to do their expedited return. I do most of my grading with Tag, so their expedited turnaround is like $60 a card. But if you're into a card for $1,000, just pay the extra $40, because even if it doesn't necessarily get the grade that you want, there's still enough room in there to kind of make up for that cost of grading. So that's kind of my approach when it comes to whether or not I decide to send a card off, or rather the timing and like when I send a card off. But I want to hear from you guys. These are methods that have worked for me, but it may not necessarily work for you. If you've found something that works for you, leave a comment down below and let me know what it is. That's kind of the whole point of this channel. I want to be able to help you grow, but I also want to find ways that I can grow myself. So if you thought this video was helpful, be sure to like it, subscribe for more content like this, and remember, cards are cool, business is great, but nothing is more important than your relationship with Jesus. Stay grounded, and I'll see you next time.